What's up, you guys? May 3rd, checking back in with you, and we're going to continue with the same formatting that I've been doing in my previous news videos, in that this half of the board I'm just going to leave it to news articles that are tough to find and tough to piece together with all the just mass amount of information that comes out these days. And this stuff is going to be in regards to exposure, deep state exposure, really exposing what's going on and helping people to see that all is well, because this side of the board really just gives a lot of people peace of mind. So works well there. And then this side of the board, we will keep it up with basically science disclosures, but this side allows me to clear up all the misinformation and half-truths that they like to throw out there, and also just go off on tangents and really help with the unlearning and relearning process that we all have to do. So exposure and disclosure. And let's start over here. So this is in my opinion, massive disclosure that I think we're gonna see a lot more of, and this is just the beginning of, and that is Judicial Watch released some brand new emails between Huma Abedin and Hillary Clinton. And I'm going to link this article down below directly from Judicial Watch. Came out yesterday. But what I'm going to do now with you is read to you the second to last paragraph that was in this article. And it literally says, according to minutes of a January 27th, 2010 Senior State Department meeting, ICE agents uncovered at least a couple pedophiles. It literally says, at least a couple of pedophiles attempting to adopt children in Haiti following the earthquake. And then it says the State Department was reportedly working with the Haitian government to expedite adoptions and removal of Haitian orphans. Wow. That's big, okay? So literally we have more emails coming out being leaked that's showing direct State Department involvement in Haiti in human trafficking. Now, what I also want to cover with you really quickly, I'm going to link down below a Zero Hedge article, because this Zero Hedge article does a really good job of explaining the whole situation around it, but that is with Laura Silsby. She was arrested 2 days after this report came out. This is why this email is so freaking interesting, is because we've known about Laura Silsby for a few years now, but now we have actual emails showing that the State Department knew about Haitian human trafficking. And it sounds like there was some government people in the State Department that wanted to try and expose other government people. So you got to understand, it's not really a all the government is bad type of thing. It's that there are factions in the government that have infiltrated it like a freaking virus. And you got to believe there are white hats and there are people within the government that are good people that are trying to get all this stuff exposed and rid of it. But it's a very dangerous monster they're up against. Now, 2 days after that literal staff meeting where they uncovered this, Laura Silsby was arrested. Now, Laura Silsby was arrested in Haiti, trying to cross the border of Haiti with 33 children. And then in the preceding couple weeks after this happened, Hillary Clinton directly intervened and basically secured her freedom, Laura Silsby's. Big, long story behind it. You can check it out, like I said, on that Zero Hedge article. But what we're seeing is literally public admission that, okay, we knew about it. And then also, what's been surfacing recently as well is a 2013 report that was even on the mainstream media. I'll link this. It'll be a YouTube video I'll link down below of this. But it was on, like, the Daily Show, Today Show, I think, or some morning report on mainstream media that Hillary Clinton was covering up State Department investigations. This was in 2013. So it sounds like some people found out what was going on, tried to stop it, didn't, because Hillary Clinton, had direct involvement with it, and has put the hush on it ever since. But now what we are seeing with this coming out is basically, like I've been saying in all my previous videos, the alignment of the pieces, okay? So not only do we have these emails coming out, but on Fox News, this was another huge report I saw. And this was about Madeleine McCann, which this also has to do with the, the elites like Hillary Clinton, because in the Madeleine McCann case, apparently there were two men that were drawn that look exactly like the Podesta brothers in her disappearance. Now on Fox News, they didn't mention any of that, but what they said was that an FBI profiler says the Madeleine McCann case is solvable because the Scotland Yard just reopened it. And then an FBI informant basically told Fox News, hey, it's solvable. We can do this now. Well, if there's freaking pictures of, the Podesta brothers, and it's like to a T that it's them, not saying it is them, but, the evidence is pretty freaking there. And So I'm saying if we have that now, what are they doing with these articles? Oh my God, they're aligning the pieces. They're using that Madeleine McCann case to probably soon bust it. Who are they going to bust? It's only a question, it's only a question there. And then they're setting up those emails to come out to really throw the evidence out there that they're going to be able to use. Now, while all this is happening again, somewhat behind the scenes, a lot of people aren't seeing and putting these dots together. We have all the media talking heads just running amok. Colbert had his breakdown, which, I used to love Colbert back when I had a massively different awareness and sense of humor, but now I think he's a total douchebag. And this is in addition to Jimmy Kimmel, not Fallon. I said Fallon yesterday. Jimmy Kimmel doing his, crying. So they're all basically having emotional breakdowns because they know all of this is coming. And Colbert, again, had ties to the Podestas and all of this stuff, I do believe. So it's interesting because we're just watching it implode, okay? And then lastly, I want to get into Trey Gowdy here. Trey Gowdy gave an interview on Fox News again where he defended Flynn, and he mentions, right, I didn't have enough room, so here's my acronyms. He literally mentions on Fox News human trafficking in South America on Fox News, on FN. So he let that slip into the conversation. You gotta, this is kind of, again, backing up all of my theories and concepts of what I think is going on, is that when you look at what they say and the hidden things in the little pieces of information they drop, they're not little pieces of information. They're actually big pieces of information. They're telling you a lot of what's really going on. So Trey Gowdy is mentioning on Fox News human trafficking in South America. We have emails showing that that was indeed the case in Haiti. And again, right, this guy will soon, he's in the House Intelligence Committee right now. Soon, it is very likely that he may be heading the House Oversight Committee. So like I've been saying, there are white hats that are indeed in our government, and they're waiting, right? I do believe he's one. I think Trump was, love him or hate him, I think Trump was forced to do what he's doing for humanity. I've been kind of thinking about it lately. I'm like, you know what? Trump, allegedly went to Epstein's Island, and he's been kind of a womanizer. But he's not part of that Satanist club. He's not one of those sacrificial kind, if you understand what I'm saying. So what I think might be happening is that Donald Trump, he might have been blackmailed to do the good thing for humanity. And there might have been certain people, whether they were in the military or whatnot, who said, Trump, you don't do this for America, you're going to jail. Because he had the money, and they could have had a little bit of dirt on him. So, and since he's not part of the club, that could be the case. So just ruminate on that. Think about that. It's a very good possibility. So again, deep state exposure, all is well on this side of the board. Nothing to fear, folks. And I think it's only a matter of, months, if not even weeks, before, again, we see larger things, because stuff like this is only going to keep coming out and come out faster and faster. So there's a storm coming, folks. And now we'll get into the science disclosure part of it. First and foremost, I saw this article circulating around MSM Science, and that was scientists went public with a synthetic DNA plan. So it was literally has been called the Human Genome Project 2.0. I forget the exact name of it here, but it says the Genome Project Right, the GP Right, like WRITE. So it's as if they're literally trying to create a synthetic genome. And this is in addition to another article I saw circulating around discussing the gene editing or the immunotherapy techniques of cancer cures. And it's been saying it's been killing it with all kinds of magic new ways of curing uncurable diseases and a bunch of bullshit like that, right? So it said CRISPR is curing all kinds of disease. And I just want to make a note right here, go off on one of my lovely tangents for you guys. This is simply promoting the same mainstream BS of genetic victimization and the AI, the artificial intelligence agenda. Now, these two things have everything to do with the complete gutting of human potential and also the full just lack of self-knowledge. This is why knowing thyself is so important, and that adage is a favorite of mine and just wise as all hell, because when you understand the powers of your own consciousness, the powers of your own DNA, when you understand what's real, you won't be screwed over by agendas that are trying to disempower you, de-empower. So genetic victimization is essentially the meaning that you are screwed by your genes. You're born faulty. You're going to get cancer by a random happenstance, and if you get it, you get it. There's nothing you can do. So that's how they sell to us these immunotherapy technologies, acting like you're a complete victim. When, if you've ever studied, for instance, Bruce Lipton, any alternative cancer cures, whether it's Dr. Max Gerson and his Gerson therapy, Dr. Royal Rife, who I want to do more discussion and research on, he was curing disease with just frequency machines, just pulverizing cancer cells with targeted resonant frequencies. Dr. Hoxie, Dr. Brzezinski, there's Ren Case, I believe. She formulated Essiac-T. All kinds of examples of natural, easy methods that do not involve any type of editing of the all-powerful human that you are, right? That, genetic victimization is just another one of those things we have to unlearn, things we have to get over. And that falls much in line with the AI agenda, and that is the artificial intelligence agenda. And you got to understand, there has been this agenda for years now, if not decades, to really merge man and machine, because they don't want you to realize that, for instance, they want to basically upload your consciousness to a computer because they think, oh, that'll help with our memory and help with who we are as human beings. Yet they don't tell you, when you really understand what your pineal gland and human consciousness and tapping into the all-pervasive field of consciousness can really do. You can just freaking download information. That's how a lot of scientists do it. They get their, free energy plans by just downloading it. You get into the science of how you can, of just psychic consciousness, psychic science, you could say. And that completely nullifies anything that AI agenda has to do with, because this is basically saying that, again, you're a faulty human being, you got no powers, you got no potential, you suck, and that you should basically turn yourself into a freaking robot and life will be well. But it won't be, because you're giving away, who you are, your sovereignty as a human. So beware of those two things, especially when you're reading articles from the mainstream media, promoting artificial intelligence or telling you that you're a crappy diseased human. And then also, lastly, I want to talk about this because this is an article that just kind of circulated this morning. More Antarctic stuff. And this will prime me pretty well because I'm going to do an Antarctic video either today or tomorrow. Basically saying it's only a matter of time before that giant ice shelf in Antarctica just splits off. So again, like I said in my last video yesterday, they put a lot of these stories out in the mainstream to have outs if they need to run with a story. So if they need to, for instance, mention all of the pyramids and civilizations that are buried under the ice in Antarctica, boom, they can do it. They can, oh, that crack broke away and it exposed this stuff to distract everybody from the impending sweeps and arrests that are going to occur. So keep that in mind as well. Let's not be baited by any partial disclosures or any wow effects from anything they throw at us, and let's have a level head when we look at everything, because there's a lot of amazing stuff out there that we're not told, and if we have a level head about it, we'll essentially, in my opinion, be able to get that stuff faster. So there's deep state exposure and science disclosures for you guys on May 3rd, and I'll be doing more videos soon. I know the game.